First the bankers, now the energy bosses. A group of them were not so much grilled, but gently simmered today by MPs to explain why customer bills would go up by an average of 9% this winter, 3 times the rate of inflation. The executives from the big 6 energy firms said spiralling wholesale energy prices were to blame, as well as other costs such as transport, environmental programs, taxes. But their explanation flies in the face of the regulator Ofgem, who says that wholesale energy prices have risen by a mere fraction of what the energy companies actually claim. Our political editor Gary Gibbon reports, and a warning, this report does contain some flash photography.
The big 6 energy companies were summoned to Parliament to explain energy price rises that have convulsed the political scene. Ed Miliband's promise of a temporary price freeze tapped into public anger about rising bills, and some of his MPs wanted the bosses to hear that anger face to face.
Time and time again, they said to me, go and tell these people we don't trust them.
So I'd say in terms of the quality of service and integrity, it is second to none.
At the heart of this whole row, how much profit are the energy companies actually making? In the last year, average household bills have gone up by something like £70. And Ofgem, the regulator, reckons that £50 of that has been snatched by the companies in profit. That's something the companies hotly dispute. All of the big 6 said their modest profits actually averaged around 5%.
Are those profits fair, right, first and foremost? Let me just...
How can these profits be fair when people cannot afford to pay for their energy?
Because the second part of the question is what you do with the profits. The reason it's fair is because if I don't make a 5% profit in my business, I can't afford to continue employing my 20,000 people, which are equally members of our society in Britain, and I can't actually afford to operate the company.
The big 6 denied they were hiding much bigger profits in their generator businesses. One smaller energy company boss said their accounts were opaque.
We're all trying to track down where the money is going. And as I said last time I was here, and I think the time before that, you will never find it. These guys are amongst the best filibusterers in the business.
The energy companies say the real reason for that hike in household bills, the bulk of the £70 increase, is actually due to the rise in energy on wholesale markets. Ofgem, the regulator, says actually wholesale markets are only responsible for £10 of that rise. The energy companies say Ofgem simply doesn't understand the complex and commercially sensitive way they buy energy. Some MPs questioned whether what was really happening was that the big 6, with control of 90% of the market between them, were looking after each other.
There is a suspicion, whether it is accurate or not, there is a suspicion that you're a chorus line acting in concert. I just get a sense this is more monopoly than competition, actually.
Well, I think there are more national supply companies in the UK than there are in any of the other EU 15 countries.
And what about David Cameron's promise to roll back the environmental or green levies the governments, including his own, have been putting on energy bills? At the moment, in an average bill, these levies are worth about £119 of the total. The energy companies said it was all actually their idea to drop the levies and raise the money elsewhere.
If the government responds to our request to put this into general taxation, and pound for pound, penny for penny, that should come straight off the customer's bill.
Are you rigging the market?
David Cameron got across-the-board backing from the companies for his plan to cut back on green levies. Ed Miliband said the energy companies had simply made weak excuses for overcharging.